Hey guys, it's been a while, but I'm back with stronger meds this time, here to deliver the Toaru power scaling content you all deserve. With Toma's new power up, his stocks have risen exponentially. Cash out now while you still can, because I guarantee Toma will find a way to make those stocks plummet. It's only a matter of time. In order to talk about how powerful the Dragon King Toma is, we first have to bring up him. CRC, or Christian Rosen. CRC is a strong dude with some interesting statements. The average Toaru fan would read this and think CRC is stronger than the magic gods. There's a few minor problems with this. The magic gods aren't quite what they used to be. They are a bit, weaker. They are no longer beings who can destroy the world by merely existing. They are now individuals that can be contained to the confines and limitations of the Toaru world. Also a question of what does surpasses even mean? What does he surpass them in? Reading comprehension? Any attribute could be applied on which he surpasses them, and each of them are all equal to equal levels of interpretation. For example, is he surpassing them in speed, power, durability, being a complete fraud? The part about him surpassing her transcendence is immediately contradicted by CRC attacking Alice first because she's the greatest threat, and CRC getting exposed by Alice literally at the end of the volume. We all know what happened to Alice in New Testament 9. Needless to say, this statement is a bit dubious, but if thinking CRC is a being more powerful than the magic gods, who cannot even exist in the Toaru world float your boat, then Toma's strongest character index, GG. But anyways, back to actual Toaru scaling. Now in Genesis Testament 9, CRC has this attack that ignores distance. This is an attack that moves so fast it makes distance literally just not matter anymore. But make no mistake, for all intents and purposes, it is a projectile attack. This thing that moves so fast that it blitzes every other character, gets casually caught and just gone from Toma's dragon. To put this into perspective, for something to move so fast that it ignores distance, it would mean that it would be launched from anywhere and could literally appear at its destination instantly, with no time passing. This would mean in the speed formula that the time to travel somewhere would be 0. You would have whatever distance travelled divided by 0, and remember, in maths you literally cannot divide by 0. CRC's projectile is moving so fast it is travelling beyond faster than light speed, beyond infinite speed, it has reached the realm of the inaccessible. It literally has inaccessible speed, which is defined as the ability to travel at a finite or infinite distance without time passing. And remember, Toma just catches this in the Dragon King's mouth. You thought Gunhar catching a railgun in his teeth was impressive. That infinitely pales in comparison to what Toma has just done. The narrative says these attacks are launched with pure force. That means that this projectile is loaded with infinite energy and Toma just stops it dead in its tracks. To add to this, CRC's defenses allow them to take an attack from a literal particle accelerator, all the Transcendents, an attack created with the help from both Iwas and Crozon, plus Alistair specifically meant to beat CRC, and Toma with his Dragon King on his first try, ragdolls him. In fact, whenever CRC isn't dodging, he's getting beaten pillar to post by Toma's Dragon King, to the point where he opts to straight up run away to bait out Toma's time limit. Something that wasn't even considered an option against the Transcendents, Alistair and Iwas, or Academy City as a whole. With Toma's jaws being attributed with the quality of destroying anything in the current reality, stuff like the Windless Building, the Katana, heck, even non-corporeal things such as phasers are unsafe, as Toma was just able to wipe away CRC's cloud, which exploits quantum mechanics to make a theoretical existence that both exists and doesn't exist, and Toma just plows through it. Safe to say you're screwed if you try to defend or block his attacks. To highlight just how strong he is, Bro takes a step and almost leaves an unfixable tear in space. He literally just took a step. That would mean if an average dude like you and I were to try and square up, he could just take a step closer and we would be left erased from existence. To make it even crazier, if you are bit by this and somehow manage to survive, you are then poisoned with a non-existent toxin. Now to cover Toma's other interesting abilities. First up, Toma can just straight up go invisible, like just completely erase himself from human sight. Just forces CRC to use his senses to detect him. It seems like he's not quite able to attack while invisible, as he just kinda doesn't when CRC is right in front of him, and his reactions are considerably slowed. This is shown from the fact that Touma just gets his head exploded by the same attack he blocked before from CRC. This leads to Touma's next ability. After Touma's head is eviscerated, it then just regenerates, like instantly. Narration explains it as a tail acting as a form of reverse voodoo doll, where it takes the damage for him, allowing him to regenerate only once. This is actually a really good regeneration feat, as Touma regenerates the complex structure that is the human brain, with all its motor functions and memories, what's left of them, intact. You can infer that as long as the tail isn't destroyed, Touma could regenerate from something even like vaporization. But even if you don't buy into that, he could heal most of his body as long as something is left of him. Essentially, you'd have to kill Touma twice for him to die. One of Touma's most devastating abilities is his ability to control all living and non-living things through the intimidation of the Dragon King. Touma is now able to straight up mind control people. So yeah, chew on that, Misaki. Of course, there do seem to be limitations in place, such as Touma not being able to control CRC, who previously resisted Misaki's mind control. And the dragon only seems to control individuals through intimidation. So it's heavily implied that if you're not intimidated, you're not affected. Like if Touma were to fight High Priest or something, High Priest wouldn't be scared and would not succumb to Touma's mind control. This also implies that the mind control works on all living things, so stuff like animals, plants, fish in the sea, anything like that, even like fungus, would be controlled by Touma. He also has an ability to control non-living things. Touma can straight up use this to manipulate the world, Doctor Strange style. He maneuvers the entire hospital to clear way of CRC's path, so he's not able to destroy anything and risk its condition. He can also manipulate the weather, causing high pressure winds and localized and small scale thunderstorms. His best feat using this ability is when he uses his blood to create magic symbols that can trick CRC, one of the masters of rose magic, into using his spells subconsciously. He even states that once you know the trick, it's impossible to overcome. So Touma can now use magic without even using magic. Touma has an interesting ability that he achieves a light-based attack by chewing up a furnace in his own mouth and spitting it back out in the dragon's mouth, with the narration calling it a magnetron dragon breath. It's described as a dangerous light, so you could maybe interpret it as light speed, or it could actually just being extra. It is an interesting thing to point out. What else could Touma do with this? Like, could he eat radiation and then spit it out? Like radiation breath? But as strong as Touma is now, he still has a really big weakness. His time limit. Touma achieves this form by having his arm ripped off. This leads to a lot of blood loss, and this can only be sustained for so long. So Touma has a solid 10 minutes before he essentially just drops dead from a lack of blood in his body. But anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, I need clout. Maybe give my Twitter a follow. Join me on my Discord server for interesting content. But yeah, it's been great, and I'll see you guys in the next one.